Bror Fredrik coming at you raw and uncensored on what is today? Hump Day, Thursday. No, Wednesday. Good to see everyone here. All right, so I got something to talk about. I've been talking about it for a while. What it's called the red dress theory or the red car theory. Some people say the red car theory. I say the red dress theory because it just sounds cooler. But whatever. I didn't invent the idea, the concept behind it, but I fully embrace it. Now I'm uncomfortable. All right, hold on. All right, now we're good. And I want to dovetail it into something else. For this quick conversation here. Do all good things come to those who wait? We've all heard that. We've all seen that. A lot of times we see that in the category of religion. We see it in the category of dating and romance and relationships, that all good things come to those who wait. So hold that in abeyance while we talk about the theory of red dress activity. The red dress / red car theory. What exactly is that? All right, you drove to work today, or you went to the mall, you went shopping, you did you. I'm sure while you were driving or while you were walking, you saw cars, red cars, or you seen someone in a red dress, like when we're walking around on the strip and whatnot, see someone in a red dress. Because red stands out. It's sort of an anomaly among the sea of gray and various other colors. If I asked you, just randomly, you drove to work, took you 20 minutes to get there, and I said, did you see red cars on the way there? Most people would say, yeah, I'm sure I did. But could you remember a red car in specific? Could you tell me how many red cars you saw during your trip? How many red dresses or red shirts you saw while walking around Smith's today? Did you see one? Unless someone really stood out because cleavage was down there and all that. Maybe that's a different story. Ooh, that was cool. But other than that, can you tell me how many? Could you tell me how many red cars? Now, most people would say, yeah, I know I saw some. There was that cool Camaro on the corner of 5th and MLK, and there was that chick in the frozen food aisle, but were they the only ones? No, I saw other ones. Why don't you register the other ones? Because all good things come to those who wait. I'm dovetailing. Now, if I said to you, okay, starting tomorrow, if you read for every car, every red car you see on the road, I'll give you $50. Every red dress that you see when you go to the mall or the Smiths or wherever you happen to be, I'll give you $50. So just, be mindful of that. Now what happens in the brain? The brain goes, there's a reward attached to my recognition. So now your mind is focused. Yes, you're still driving to work. Yes, you are being safe because, you can't, you're not going to operate a motor vehicle doing this. But every time your brain will latch onto one because dopamine and other processes in the brain will tell you there will be a reward for mentally recording this, whether it's a red car or a red dress. There's a reward attached to that. So how does that translate into life? How that translates into life is that's how you have to view life. That's how you have to view goals. That's how you have to view prosperity. If you don't put a reward, if you don't give yourself a reward mentally for doing such act, life will happen to you. Yeah, so I saw plenty of red cars. Yeah. Yeah, I saw them. Now, if you focus, if you pay attention to what's going on around you with the idea of reward, or perhaps looking for opportunities in life, whether in the business realm, whether in the relationship realm, whether in the financial realm, whether in the health realm, if you're actively looking for opportunity, you will find opportunity. Duh. Now, how does that dovetail into all good things come to those who wait? I call bullshit. Name me one thing and I'll debunk it. We'll unwrap it a little bit. But name me one thing where just sitting on your ass waiting brought you something good. You just waited. All right, I'm gonna wait for the perfect job. I don't hear the door knocking. I'm gonna wait for the perfect relationship. Oh, I'm not supposed to be looking. Let me wait. Let me just wait. I'm gonna wait for a business opportunity that's really gonna set my life goals in motion. Let me wait. Because all good things come to those who wait. Look, let's wait. Oh, you know what? I'll watch some YouTube while I'm waiting. What is this, broken? I'm doing my part, right? All good things come to those who wait. I'm doing my part. I'm waiting. What's going on? What is the universe broken? What, did I do something wrong? Name one thing good that happened in your life by sitting on your ass and waiting for it to happen. Oh, but patience is a virtue. Is it? I mean, sometimes it might be, but in what context is patience a virtue? Patience with other people, patience with loved ones, patience for, sometimes it does require patience, waiting for your refund from your Cox account. That's a whole nother story. I'll tell that on YouTube, but yeah, sometimes it requires patience. Certain things in life, you can't push past what you don't know is going on the other side of the table. But for the most part, unless you go out and look for things, they're not going to come your way. And I was victim to this for a long time. I used to say, and in one regard, it's true. I am going down my path. And I don't want to, if someone's going to walk, they can walk next to me, they can walk with me. But if they veer off the direction the framework that I want for my life, I'm just going to have to let them go off their exit. Maybe, I'll go to the rest stop with them, metaphysically or whatever, physically. And then I'm going to get back on my path. I'm not going to divert because I have ideas and goals and things that I want to accomplish. I'll pause for people, but I won't necessarily stop, and I won't necessarily, unless that path proves to be a better one than I'm currently on. I'm open to that. So I fell victim to that all good things happen, especially in the relationship category. Oh, and we hear this. It's such cope and cringe. When the right person comes along, the best time is when you're not looking. What? Say what? What are they just supposed to tap you on the shoulder, toss a black bag over your head and drag you into a car? How does that work? It's just cope. It's just like, oh, well, I'm not going to put myself out there. The universe will provide. Really? I cannot really think about times. I mean, God has provided for me, but the universe is going to provide. Maybe it will, maybe it won't, but I'm not going to sit on my ass and wait for it to happen as I grow older and opportunities just sailing by. So getting back to the red dress, red car, that's how you have to view opportunities. When opportunity knocks. Now, opportunity is not always going to knock. And sometimes when it does, it's a very soft knock. Opportunity does not knock like a cop at 3 a.m. Come out, police department. That's not how opportunity knocks. Opportunity might tap you on the shoulder. For the most part, you have to be actively looking for opportunities in health, wealth, relationships, creativity, you name it. It's your responsibility to actively look. All the good things that have come into your life and a lot of the bad things that have come into your life have occurred because you actively looked. And just because you failed, and that's where I think I wrote it down here, all good things come to those who wait. I think that was born of fear and of failure. Because a lot of things that you do actively go after don't pan out. And that's okay. As long as you learn something from them and didn't lose a limb or, something tragic. That's okay. But you have to be actively looking. You can't let life happen to you. And if you wrap your head, if this is your MO, all good things will happen to me if I just wait. Mr. Right will come along, Miss Right will come along, the perfect job will come along, that promotion will come along, that whatever will just be in my path as I YOLO my way through life and I get my work balance correct in life. You're missing the boat. That makes you vacillating. You know what vacillating means? Yes, no, I agree, I don't. That's vacillating. Like a feather on the wind, just being blown around. Life will happen to you if you don't grab it. I was gonna say, I wasn't gonna use the 45 expression, grab it by the puss, but you gotta grab it by. Why is grab it by the balls? All right, let me just digress a second. Why is grab it by the balls an acceptable saying for both genders, and grab it by the JJ not? Why is balls like acceptable? I've heard women say, yeah, just gotta, and women don't flinch when you say that. Oh yeah, you just gotta grab life by the balls. But if you gotta grab life by the who, suddenly everyone gets all freaking weird about it. I mean, we saw that with 45. I don't get that necessarily. But yeah, you got to grab life by the balls. It is your responsibility. The life does not owe you anything. People in general do not owe you anything except money. Someone owes you money, they owe you money, but even their time. Hey, if you help me move, I'll help you move. Put it in writing. Can I sue you? Different. Life is your responsibility. Life does not owe you anything, so it's your responsibility to look. Stay on your course. You cannot manipulate your shopping cart through Smith's or Vaughn's or whatever you're doing and look for red dresses at the same time, because you'll be bashing into people and you'll be an ass. You cannot drive your car and safely get to where you're going if you're paying attention for the red cars because someone's giving you $50. So it's not that you divert all of your attention to that. You stay your course. You stay your goals. You stay what I like to call a framework. You're here. Here's the frame that you want to live in. You stay your framework, but you active. Life is a participation sport. It's not passive. Like the whole idea of passive income. Oh, passive income. Let's talk about some freaking active income before you start rambling on to me about all the passive income you're making. Do you have your active income going before you even start talking about that? Is trading, like we like to talk about as of late, truly passive income? No, because you needed active income to initiate it and to perpetuate it and to keep it going. Yeah, you could park $1,000 in PR and just never put another dime in and see what happens. Yeah, passive AF. But, you want to reinvest. So you get what I'm saying? Life is a participation sport. It's an activity. Life is a verb. And you got to take advantage of it. You got to take advantage of all the opportunities, even if they don't pan out the way you want. Maybe they learn, maybe you shift. I've had many, many shifts in the business world and everything else. This is what I want. And I'm plodding along. This might be what I want, but it might not be what the consumer wants. So let me find out what the consumer wants and adjust accordingly. But my goal remains the same. Life is a participation. You have to actively participate in your own life. And then once you actively start participating in your own life, you can actively start participating in other people's lives, or sometimes vice versa. When you start actively participating in other people's lives, what do I mean by that? By being there for them, by helping, by advising, by passing on your knowledge. Dead Sea's dead because it has an inlet and no outlet. We gotta pass on the knowledge that we've ascertained over the course of our lives. We have to be mentors to people. And sometimes, once you do that, you become a participant in your community, in your family, and all the rest of that, then you become active in life too. But you can't let that overshadow you, because if you don't love yourself and if you're not taking care of yourself, you're no good to the people around you. So life is a participation, and you have to participate. You have to be active. You will not recognize the opportunities until they're long, long gone, and we all have regrets in that area. Oh, if I only did this, if I only did that, my life would have been different. Start grabbing them, and it's never too late to be a participant in your own life. It's just simple. How many of you can really say, and I'm including myself in this, participate 100% in the outcomes, in the day-to-day, and the long-term, and the short-term workings of your life? Are you 100%? Do you manage yourself? Are you 100% participating in this game of life, this short, quick run that we have to the goal? Are you participating in it, or are you letting someone else? How much do you participate in your family? How much input? What is once you start, I'm going to dovetail into something else now. Once you start becoming an active participant, which it's your life, participating in your own life, you'd think it'd be a given, but it's not. Once you start actively participating in your own life, that's when you start to develop what I call the sphere of influence. Once you got the splinter out of your own finger, you could start helping others. But it's hard to help others when you got a splinter in your own. I mean, I don't know the biblical scripture, but it says something like it's hard to pull the telephone poles at other people's heads, when you got a splinter in your own. No, hard to pull the splinter in someone else when you got a giant one in your own body. So that's what I want to encourage you to do. What that means to you as an individual, I don't know. Only you know. But actively participate. Stop letting life happen. Oh, I got passed over at work again. Oh, they told me I had to pay. I mean, I'll tell you the story about Cox, and I was having none of it, Oh, they told me I had to buy this service protection plan in order to have this, which is included in the contract. All right, I'll do it. Once you get out of stop letting life happen to you, yes, it might be a little more work, but the net result will be a better life and a happier life. Especially now, because life wants to happen to you in a big way. Life is moving at a pace where sometimes us as good people, we almost feel like we're standing still, right? And it's just like things going on all around us, and we're like standing still. And what happens when you stand still? You're more likely to get hit by something. Be an active participant in your life. Doesn't matter what it is. Be on the lookout. Like if I'm paying you to spot people with red dresses and red cars, if I'm giving you $50, $100, $1,000 for everyone that you spot, you would become an active participant because of the reward. One last thing I will say is if you don't have a goal, it's very hard to reward and to think on that. Why are you looking for opportunity? Well, I want to get out of the shitty one bedroom that I'm in. Oh, I want to move. I'm tired of driving this hoopty, and I really need a new car. It's not a vanity thing. It's this old one's just like eating me alive. Once you have a goal, then it becomes a little easier to participate, to look for the opportunities, because you see the end game, like in football, whatever, you see the goal. You can see it. You see the hoop, you see the end result, you see the finish line. So you have to be able to first identify what you want out of life, but that's a whole nother conversation. But then you have to start actively looking for the opportunities that are coming your way. So the whole concept of all good things come to those who wait. I spent all day thinking about it. I mean, I'm doing other things, but I'm trying to wrap my head around one. What even one thing that happened to me. I mean, it's extreme to say sitting on my ass, but through just waiting. All I know is I'm getting older. I'm waiting for that, and it's happening. Can't stop that. What else happened by waiting in my life? I'm hard-pressed to come up with one damn thing that was truly positive and truly meaningful in my life that I just waited to happen, and poof, it did. Just entered my life, and, not like Miley Cyrus, like a wrecking ball, but just entered my life and made my life better and just, bettered me as a person. I can't think of one damn thing. I could think back and be like, every time I've aggressively, or maybe not so aggressively, but aggressively or intentionally sought out something in specific, it's kind of worked out. I mean, I've had some failures, I've had some ups and downs, but I learned from every damn one of them. Ain't gonna do that shit again, but that didn't stop me from moving forward. But everything of benefit in my life, whether relationship, family-wise, business, prosperity, health, wealth, is because I went after it. I went after it. I wasn't a passive, an NPC. You know what an NPC is? For those of you who don't play video games, I don't play video games either. I had to go Google it, what an NPC is. It's called a non-playing character. It's those like characters while you're playing like Call of Duty or something, or you're playing, what's the name of it? What the heck is that? Like Grand Theft Auto, whatever. And they just walk around like, and you bump into them and they don't move. And then if they move, they just continue. That's an NPC. And most people in life, that's how that expression came to be, are NPCs in life. They're just there letting life happen to them. So no, I would be curious to know of the things that you just waited for and panned out correctly. I mean, I could be wrong, but I'm just saying from my own personal experience, I can't think of one. I can't think of one that just, I was passive and it just presented itself. I mean, don't get me wrong. I've had some miracles in my life, but for the most part, either I was praying about it, someone else was, or I was just, at that point in my life that, I needed that level of help. But I'm talking as far as further in your life, being better, doing better, getting better, receiving better. Passivity is not the ticket. It hasn't been in my life, and I'm pretty sure it's not in yours. You have to become an active participant, actively look for those opportunities. And those opportunities, they might be opportunities to help other people that might pay off in dividends too. I love that word, dividends. But you don't know. But stop being an NPC in your own life. Not saying you are, don't get me wrong, but there are categories that all of us can be better at doing and be an active participant. I want to be an active participant in my future and maybe also in yours. And I hope you feel the same, but start becoming an active participant in your own life. You guide your life. There's very few things that you control. We talked about that yesterday. One of them is, what you stuff in your face. There's only two, in my opinion, that you truly have control over. But seeing opportunity, you have to be alert and you have to want opportunity. And it gets into a whole nother thing. Some people think they don't deserve shit, that they're not good enough. So they will just, let opportunities go. You got to reach out with that butterfly net once in a while and net you an opportunity. Doesn't matter what it's in, relationship or whatever the case may be. Business, I tend to have a very business-oriented mind. Relationships are important too, but they have to fit in my framework. That's just the way I'm wired. I'm not going to pump the brakes, for a relationship per se, but I will take on a passenger in my car life and move forward. But be an active participant in your own life. Treat it as though, getting back to how I started this, the red dress, red car theory, which goes, if I paid you $50 for every red car or every red dress that you saw over the course of the day, you would make a conscious effort to be on the lookout. And that's how you have to deal with your life. You have to be an active participant with an active outlook for opportunities, also for stumbling blocks, for pitfalls, potholes. See, being an active participant in your life doesn't necessarily always mean the good stuff. Like you're going to cherry pick all the low-hanging fruit. Cherry pick low-hanging fruit? Yeah, I guess that works. Sometimes being an active participant in your own life means that you're avoiding problems as much as you're garnering opportunities that might be presented to you from people around you or situations around you, or the knowledge that you have, or just a reward of life. It'll also keep you out of trouble. If you're just being blown around by the wind, letting life take you wherever it goes, like a leaf on a stream. You'll come across just as many pitfalls and stumbling blocks and bad situations as opportunities. So being equally aware and having intent and purpose in your life, while not smothering all the freaking joy out of it, don't get too extreme. I can fall into that category and get too extreme about monitoring the income and outcomes of my life, and it'll suck all the joy out of it too. So it's got to be a balance there, not a work-life balance, but an emotional balance nonetheless. And being aware and having intent in your actions will also keep you out of trouble. I would say the intent that I have, when I do something, I do it with intent. It's always been my nature. I do something, I do it with intent. I'm almost incapable to a fault of half-assing anything. Like even when I walk, you see, when I walk with intent. I want to get from here to there, and I have the intent of getting there. That's why I'm the one who's always bobbing and weaving while everyone else is kind of NPCing. Of course it's Vegas. I'm not putting them down. So they're doing this, and so I end up dodging those people. They're the ones who spill drinks on me. I'm not spilling drinks on them. In a certain sense, I could hardly blame them, but I'm the one maneuvering. So what you have to do, that's a good analogy too. So what you have to do, if you're the one with intent and maneuvering your way through life, you are going to bounce off a few people here and there. You do have to learn how to duck a blow here and there. You do have to, someone's going to turn around like this and, poke you in the eye or something. So you have to be aware. I try to do everything with intent. And I can tell the quality of life that someone has by the intent that they have living their lives. The more, and I'm not saying intent. I intend to go from point A to point B. I intend to develop a portfolio that I could retire off of via dividends. My intent is to have a relationship that fulfills these needs. My intent. So I walk with intent. I'm going there. I need to be there by 8. I drive with intent, not aggressively and not at anyone else's expense do I have intent. But intent in life will get you where you want to go. Waiting, I'm going to read it again. Waiting, all good things come to those who wait. I call bullshit. For the most part, I call bullshit. I can't think of anything. Okay, crops. I plant corn in my 10-acre field. Then I wait. That doesn't even work because that whole time I'm weeding, I'm cultivating, I'm fertilizing, I'm doing, I'm irrigating, I'm tilling. You can't even wait for corn to grow. You can't wait for crops to grow. You have to be an active participant. So in everything in life, you have to be an active participant. So let's tie that in. The seeds of your life. You want to plant these seeds, you reap what you sow, but not if you don't manage the crop. It's dead. Even though you planted the seeds, it's not the finish line. Planting the seed is not the finish line. You still have to be an active participant in the nurturing of that until fruition. Does that make sense? I hope so. I thought a lot about this. And I hope you are too. So I hope you got something out of that. You must be actively looking. How do you know what an opportunity is if no one's going to beg you to give you something? Please, 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 I want to make you rich. Only scammers do that. Oh, please, please let me help you. Please let me into your life so I can just make your life so great. When the heck does that happen? If you don't, opportunity doesn't come. This whole opportunity knocking is another thing. When opportunity knocks, make sure you answer. What? I think I want to go knock on opportunity's door. I want to be the one knocking. Hey, opportunity, I'm here. Let's do this thing. I'm gonna wait for opportunity to come here. Why am I so special? Why are you so special? That opportunity is going to be like, okay, I'm opportunity. Let me check my calendar. I'm going to go and see Bror today. And I'm going to go knock on his door and change his life. Here we go. Just think about it. Put it in perspective. No, I want to go and knock on opportunity's door. I'm not going to wait for opportunity to come knock on mine. I don't know where these sayings come from. All good things have come to those who wait. Opportunities knocking at your door. That sounds like some scammy shit. Oh, but for all the things that might have been. Oh, bucket list. A bucket list? What? So these are all the things I want to do before I die. Well, why haven't you done them already? Oh, well, I've been busy working. Okay. A bucket list. I'm going to wait for the end of my life before I die. Opportunity, pitfalls, you gotta be worried. I mean, you drive down the road. How many of you like see a pothole and are like, fuck it? Here in Vegas, they're on both sides of the road. You almost got to swerve out of your lane to get out of some of them. But how many just go, fuck it, and just drive over the pothole? Don't you at some point that sense of self-preservation kicks in and you like go around the pothole with the car, especially if it's the same drive over and over. Like there's a certain drive I take from Bellagio. There's a certain drive I take from Caesars. And I almost know the potholes by now. I'm like, all right, this one. All right, got to get on that. Why don't you do that in life? If you're willing to protect your car and drive around a pothole, why don't you do that in your own life? We know the potholes of our lives. We know our weaknesses. We know our temptations. We know the things that, can fuck us up. Why aren't we swerving around those? Because in the car, you're receiving immediate feedback. When your shock bottoms out and your coffee goes flying, you're receiving immediate feedback from doing the wrong thing. I drove over this massive pothole because I didn't give an F. You went around it, everything's good. You're receiving immediate feedback. Unfortunately, life does not give you that immediate feedback. Health situations, you let them go, you do bad things with your health, you eat the wrong foods, it catches up. Going to the gym, you're not going to see the reward of that for months. Life works a little different. So we as humans, we love to have that immediate feedback, and that motivates us. Unfortunately, like I said, life doesn't work like that. But the same intent you have while you're driving around that pothole, avoid the potholes of life too.
Make sure it sound right, boys.